Alright, so this is my 2000 RM125 Suzuki. And what we're doing today is we're going to be replacing that ugly radiator. A couple years ago I crashed off a ramp, totally jacked up my entire radiator, so I'm going to be taking out this guy and of course this one, plus it's time for a new one. I mean, they're pretty banged up, beat up, and I just want to make sure it's obviously looking good again. Alright, so the first thing that we have to do is take out these 3 screws for the shroud. 1, 2, 3. And of course these 3 right here. 1, 2, 3. Had an 8mm attachment that I just put onto my drill to make things a little smoother for us. Busted, so that's why I was stuck. So once we get the shrouds off, we're gonna go ahead and take this drain plug down here. That's for all the coolant to come out. I don't know if you guys can see that plug. Right there, okay. We're gonna be draining that coolant radiator fluid out. Plus we also have to make sure we take off the cap. We'll leave any type of pressure coming obviously down the drain system. So what I'm going to do here, this is a 10mm, so I'm just going to unscrew this bolt and let it all drain to this bucket I have right over here, just so I don't make a mess obviously with the radiator coolant. 8mm bolt right here, 8mm bolt right there. All you're doing is unscrewing that. Should be nice and loose. 2 screws right here. Again, loosening all that up. Next, what we're going to be doing, I don't know if you can see that, but we're going to be taking off this hose clamp and this hose clamp to loosen this up, along with the one up here. If you guys can see that one. And that will loosen up this one, and all I have to worry about is just the bottom ones that are left. And I'll be able to dismount it and screw in the new ones. drain hose. now we're on the other side, we're going to be taking this one off. Now what I'm going to be doing is taking this one and just taking off the hoses from the rest of it, so that way when I put the new ones on, I'm going to go ahead and obviously attach them back the same way. And this will be garbage. So yep, got these things off of eBay. Fits the bike. I think I paid a total of like 90 bucks for it, but they're all brand new, of course. And that's what we're going to be installing. Again, direct fitment, direct replacement. On the old ones, you have to take these things off, so you can put them back onto your new fitment right here. So these got to come off. And that's simply done by just pulling out the plug. One. Two. Just bend it in a little bit. Do the same for the next one. Try not to bend any of these cooling fins, obviously. Should look like that. I'm using the existing pipes, again, internals, nothing wrong with that. Obviously on the outside it's a little beat up, but that's not going to make or break the cooling system or the piping that's along with it. Just got to make sure obviously there's no leaks and retighten it. But all I'm doing is just reconnecting the existing hose. I left this one on. Obviously you dip it down to drain as much as you possibly can out of it. We'll start with the bottom of the left side radiator and then work our way to channel it through the slots for the other side. Yeah, nice and snug. Make sure there's a lip, and then you just get it back in the same spot as it was before. So what I found out better to use, obviously, just to make sure I get a firm tight down, use a 6mm, 2 setting, nothing crazy to pinch it or nothing like that, but Get a nice tight. Nice and tight on the outer rim. I don't want to tighten it too hard yet, just in case I need some wiggle room, so that we can play around with the settings. Now we're on this side of the bike. Gonna hook up the next radiator. There's that drain hose that needs to be connected to this tip right here though first. So obviously put that on. Just gotta keep twisting until you get it out. We do need to feed it back down the line, of course. So what I'm gonna do now is feed this line right through the back end here. So now we're going to be putting on the radiator. Alright, so now we're going to put on the shrouds again. Now, you just have to fill it up with the coolant. So the last part of the video here, I'm using a 50/50 antifreeze. As long as for aluminum radiators, you'll be fine. It says it takes a little over a quart, so just pour this to the cap here. Make sure the nut on the bottom, of course, is tightened, so that way it doesn't leak anymore either. So pour it in, should be good.